Good night, Sir Martin. Good night to all the people viewing and watching Sxmtalk. Welcome to your favorite online program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel. Let me welcome everyone to a nice and joyful, all the nice words put together, 2013. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope everything is well with you. And yes, we are back. We started the program back today, and to all the persons who kept calling and asking, when are we going to get back online? Here we are tonight. So let me thank you guys for holding on and viewing and watching all the shows. And I want to welcome everyone. Call a friend, call someone. Tell them to log on tonight to www.sxmtalk.com because, of course, like always, we're going to have a pretty interesting program for you tonight. I want to send out our condolences to the young man that lost his life with a garbage truck on New Year's Eve, I believe it was, in town. We got the news that he passed away. He was a good friend of mine. We worked together. And when I was picking up all the young boys in the area, and we went down last summer to do some work, so I'm sending out our condolences to the families and friends. I know that they're really, really feeling it. But I want to get right into the topic, because what we're trying to do is start off pretty early so we can just go on with the program. And like I had it posted up, and I said that the former Deputy Prime Minister has no shame, and I'm referring to his New Year's address that he had in the Daily Herald in the newspaper. And I want to read the first or two paragraphs, because there's where we're going to take the show from. There's where we're going to lead it off into this discussion, because I'm not going to go easy on him tonight. I think he owes these individuals that I'm going to talk about an apology, and he needs to stop talking nonsense. Because when you read that article, it amounts to nothing but crap. It's a bunch of garbage. It simply doesn't make no sense. And the man has the audacity to use those sort of words. So, of course, let's see if we can get this article up. Here it is. Right? It says, "My fellow St. Martiners, the year 2012 has been a challenging year for the community and the business community. After the so-called Carnival coup back in April, and 7 months later with a new government in place, there has been no relief for the people and the business sector of our country. Instead, new taxes are coming, and taxpayers' money has been spent as if government is a personal piggy bank. Much uncertainty exists for 2013. Within the past 7 months, the 5 leaders of government had to publicly come out and assure the country on more than one occasion that all is well politically within the government. Just before Christmas holidays, members of parliament from the coalition were flexing their muscles, a further indication of a political unstable situation with the remark 10 minus 2 equals 8. This does not bode well for investor security and creates more insecurity within the St. Martin community 2013. Now, I only want to take these 2 paragraphs because listen, from these 2 paragraphs alone, you can tell the nonsense the rest paragraphs has in it. That's why I say it doesn't make much sense to read the whole thing in its entirety, because it simply doesn't make sense. It amounts to a bunch of rubbish. Let's take it as it is. Let's take it as he said, right? He said, no relief. Instead, more taxes. Now, let's analyze this statement and digest this. No relief, right? Of course there's no relief. You know why there's no relief? There's no relief because food prices are sky high. There's no relief because gas prices is sky high. Why? And this is the thing about it. We need to explain to people why these things are the way it is. One of the main reasons why food prices and things in the grocery stores are so high has to do with the increase in the price for the containers. Because I say it here all the time. Here you have these retailers. 90% of our food goods and stuff we import. They come in containers. So when the container was coming for $10, now it's coming for $20. So automatically what you're going to get? The price, the content of the container going to go up. Why has the container fees been increased? There has been increased because Theo Heyliger decided to build a causeway. So he alone increased the container fees. So of course there's no relief. So when you say no relief, I'm trying to figure out what kind of relief are you talking about? And then he mentioned no taxes. You place a 2% tax or a 2 cent increase, right, on the gas price. So where's the relief when you're the one that did it? And the thing is, you did it in a way that it cannot be broken. Of course there's no relief. There's no relief because of your hands, because of the things you has done. Now, you talk about instead of new taxes coming, Mr. Deputy Prime Minister, one of the first things you did when you got into office was raise the turnover tax from 2% to 5%. You have the audacity to talk about no relief and new taxes? But that ain't a big one, you know. That ain't what really got me hype, you know. You know what really got me hype? This man, the former Deputy Prime Minister, Theo Heyliger, leader of the UP party, has the audacity to use the word that the people's taxpayers' money is being used as a personal piggy bank. Well. This is the one what really set me aback. You got the audacity. You shouldn't be talking about personal piggy bank. So if they are using the government as a personal piggy bank, for all the years that you has been commissioner and even minister, what is it you was using the harbor for? What the harbor was to you? I'm trying to find a word that ingrains more than personal piggy bank. I can't say cash cow. I can't say bread and butter. I can't say turkey and mutton. It got to be something more in depth. Because if they're using the government for the personal piggy bank, what in the world you has been using the harbor for? Nobody on St. Martin, no leader, no politician on St. Martin, okay, has used this government for their personal use more than you. When it comes to the bricks, when it comes to the palm trees, when it comes to the garbage, when it comes to everything on this island that you put your hand on, you personally benefited from it. And you got the audacity to talk about the using government as a personal piggy bank? Come on, man. And then here where we come now, you want to raise some sort of scare tactics. You want, it doesn't bode well for investors because 10 minus 2. I mean, what doesn't bode well for investors? So wait a minute. But 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. We all went to school. 10. Take away 1, 2 is 8. 5 and 3 is 8. What does that mean? There is still a majority and the 2 is not needed. Simple. Why that doesn't bode well for investors? Why? You didn't form a government with National Alliance when you was with National Alliance before the election. So by you don't form, did that bode well for investors? Did that do anything to investors? Stop your stupidness, man. It simply doesn't make sense and it's a bunch of crap that you're talking. It doesn't bode well for investors. What is it doing for investors? It is stupidness. And then you're talking about 5 leaders. Mr. Heyliger, if you don't know, 5 fingers make a fist, you know. It makes a fist. So know what you're saying, partner. You see, I understand why this country ain't moving nowhere. I understand why we are not moving anywhere as a country, because these are the kind of people that we have as leaders that can come up in a newspaper, in a national newspaper, that is viewed throughout the world online. It is sold throughout the region. And we have people who call themselves Deputy Prime Minister writing that kind of garbage. It behooves me to try to understand if these guys and them does read what they write. It doesn't bode well for investors and insecurity, because each one come out and had to secure this and mention this and talk this, and they're flexing their muscles. So what if they're flexing the muscles? So what? So what? You form a government with DP, you give them all the crap portfolios, and you had all of them. You wasn't flexing your muscles? You was flexing your muscles. You see, what people don't understand, this is the first time in Theo Heyliger's political career that he has been out of government. First time. He has never been in opposition. He has never been out of government on St. Martin. It has never happened. And now I can get my good partner from Sabre, Dave, where he say, yes, when he was a senator in the central government, he was in opposition one time. I ain't talking about that. I talking about on St. Martin. He has never been in opposition. He was a member of the Democratic Party, and when they went in opposition, he jumped out from his own and went independent with National Alliance. When they was working to move the country forward, he suspended his work and started to campaign. This guy don't care about you. He don't care about St. Martin. All he cares about is the power that it wields and what he can get out of this country. And this is what the people of St. Martin needs to understand. I want everybody to read that article. It is hogwash. It is garbage. It is crap. It doesn't mean nothing. It is a bunch of scare tactics and stupidness. Basically, let me say this way: it's filth. There's no other word to describe the nonsense that he wrote. It doesn't bode well for investors. What doesn't bode well for investors? You giving away land for people who are already applied for land, and you shove them with the land. That bodes well for investors? Huh? Lee, a local person, a local man down in Simpson Bay. Lee's Grill. Huh? Which paging, does that bode well for investors? Man, Theo Heyliger, pick up yourself and go where you're coming from, because all what you're talking about is what was the other topic? What's the other topic? Because I tell you, I couldn't wait to start the program, okay? Because the campaign has started. And this is what the man people need to understand. You got Maurice Lake now in the newspaper writing articles from wherever. Whole page, half page, more and more page, and everything is the people. And the people and the vision and this government, this and Maurice Lake? Seriously? Seriously? Where these people have crawl out from? You know what it's like? You know what it's like? All of a sudden now you're hearing all that. You know what it's like? It's like when you got an old cabinet and you decide to spray some bacon in it. Where you see running out? A bunch of cockroaches. A bunch of from all corners you're seeing the cockroaches and them coming out from. All of a sudden we have a bunch of cockroaches now. All of a sudden concerned about people. And writing long articles. And the government and the country and how this running. But wait a minute. You guys forgot that you guys has been in position for 10, 12, 15 years. Oh, you forgot? Executive assistant for 7 and 8 years. Huh? On housing board, university board, on this board. You guys don't forget the position that you have been in to help people and move this country forward and have done nothing. And now all of a sudden I have all what to say in the papers. Come on, man. Come on. You got the heart and the audacity to talk about no relief? No relief? Mr. Heyliger, you, Theo Heyliger, you and Jules James is responsible for 187 people out of work from Pelican. The bank is repossessing their cars, their homes. They can't afford to pay their island finance bill, and their mortgages. And you have the audacity to talk about no relief and debt. You have 187 people in debt. In debt. And you guys should pay for it. And are you got a gall to come up and talk and say those kind of things? What's going to happen? We could imagine the Christmas that those 187 people had. When you guys very well know that the monies are there to pay them out. Pay the people and them out. Pay them out. Who has benefited from Pelican? How many positions as managers Jules James has held down at Pelican now? This company and that company and this company. Who's the shareholders? Tell the people the truth about the Pelican saga. And then I want to say National Alliance break out of proportion. Oh, they very well know nobody gets pays out when something ain't bankrupt. That's a lie. It's a lie. Who's the shareholders? Hard Rock Cafe. Who has interest? Tell the people the truth, man. Instead of coming up writing hogwash in the newspaper, but investor this and investor, and it doesn't bode well and there's no relief. Of course there's no relief. There's no relief because you, Mr. Heyliger and Jules James, has made things very hard for people in this country. And then I got the audacity and the gall to come up and talk about are you for the people? Come on, man. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. People are out of work because of no fault to them. They haven't done nothing. You guys swindle. You guys made all your deals. All you been in the back room doors and stuff that you sat down. Make all your monies on the backs of 187 people who's out of work. But you know what happened? The monies are there to pay them out. But are you holding on to it? Holding on to it. Wait till it coming on close to election time. And then say, Theo to the rescue. Pelican workers has been paid. Theo make sure this has been done. Because you feel, Mr. Heyliger, you feel, right, that you is God sent to St. Martin. And if you ain't have nothing to do with what is going on in St. Martin, nothing is good. Nothing is good. Well, I say, thank God you're out of government. You know why? Let me tell you this, St. Martin people. And this is the reason why we should make sure that they never get back in. Anytime these people them get back in, or if they were still in government, we would have probably been on Tantamar Island on a reservation somewhere, because these guys has nothing good for you. Okay, you would have had little jetties passing by Tantamar and saying, look the natives. There's where the natives and them are, because they feel that St. Martin belongs to them and only them, and they can do what they want with this country. These people are bad for St. Martin. And you're coming up in the newspaper and you're talking about no relief, debt, and tax. Man, come on, man. Come on. Sheesh, some peace. You guys can't be serious. You seriously, you can't be serious. You can imagine. I am sure that your Christmas was well. That turkey was well baked. The ham was well steamed. Imagine the 187 people. Imagine them. What's up with them? And you guys are living and sleeping well. And you have 187 people out of work. And you're talking about it doesn't bode well for investors? What doesn't bode well for investors? They coming up and they're flexing their muscles? Your arrogance precede you. That's the reason why you're out of government. Okay? You took people who apply for land, put in for land over the years. You take the land and you give it to other people, have families fighting and cussing. And now you want to launch a team to take government to court if people doesn't get, something where you couldn't get done in 2 years. You couldn't get nothing done in 2 years. But in a week, you give up a whole ton load of land. turning up the island, setting people against each other. And you're talking about you're a leader? You talking about a leader? You got vision? And then you got a puppet behind you with these long, long articles? Man. This is the reason why the country is the way it is. Because we have had these kind of crooked... You see, words can't even describe the type of leader that you're nice in the newspaper, you know, with a St. Martin flag behind, and you got on your suit and your tie and you're talking about uncertainty for 2013. You're supposed to be assuring the people that the 2013 and the year will be bright because he has a plan. But it's politics as usual because the campaign start. Politics as usual, so the campaign start. So you got your imps and them coming out in the newspaper, writing a whole page and a half article, okay, talking all kind of stupidness what nobody understand. And these guys has been in government for 10 and 12 years. Here is where you need to judge St. Martin. They want a government who's there for 7 months to get things done and do everything. To do everything. Right? When they has been there for 10 and 12 years. Past governments. You are the past governments. It is one of your ministers that have been locked up for over the Christmas. Your finance minister. What is up with that? And like people got a heart to talk? Man, come on, man. Seriously. But St. Martin, this is what you're going to get from now. This is what you're going to get for this whole year. You're going to get a bunch of garbage coming from them. Stupidness. Because it's campaigning time. Because everybody wants to get in there because something seems to be sweet. The perks and privileges is what they want. All right? They could live. Walk with their head up high. And all of a sudden, all the cockroaches and them running all over the place. You have the parliamentarian, Gracita Arenal, talking about parliament ain't functioning and you need representative. But you was a representative. So parliament ain't, and it was functioning when you was there. That was a dysfunctional parliament when you was there. But you can't get things done how you want no more. You ain't up in the office no more. Okay? Nobody ain't looking at you. Nobody ain't talking to you. Nobody is bowing to your command anymore. So all of a sudden now parliament ain't functioning. You people them are so, disgusting. What have you done? All of a sudden now the Peridoc is back up and running. Statues painted. But for 2 years nobody could have heard nothing about Peridoc. Who had care about it? The statue was dilapidated there, bending down, hanging over. Oh, but you were the president of parliament. So you had no concern and no time for that. And now all of a sudden you're talking about representation. You guys are the bad representation. And this is the reason why you need to leave and people need to vote you guys out. Because I have nothing good in it for St. Martin. All I have is for yourself. For yourself and self and self. You're an egotist. You're a narcissist. And all your concerns about your person. You have nothing good for St. Martin. I don't get it, understand. And you're the... Stop playing with people. Stop it. Stop it. All of a sudden, there's nothing good coming out of Parliament. But when you was there, you facilitate with this. You try to do this. You was working on this. It's a new country. You had everything in place. This is what it was getting done. When you was there, everything was running smooth. You have all what to say about the sand dunes and the sand blowing here and this and that. But nobody got nothing to say about the causeway. How is it you have nothing to say about the causeway? Priorities ain't right. Government focusing, is the causeway a priority? Tell me how many St. Martiners eating from the causeway. How many St. Martiners are working on the causeway. How many St. Martiners are benefiting from it. Tell me that. Come out and speak the truth. You know what you guys do? You guys are sickening. That's what it is. Seriously. And I'll tell you something. One of the first things I will do is launch a serious investigation into your doings in government here. Seriously. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not on the bandwagon with the justice minister. Because when he was in opposition, well, he wasn't in opposition, when he was out, he decided investigation should be launched and vote buy-in. Now use a justice minister who can get it done, who can see that it's been done. All of a sudden you don't hear nothing no more. And that's how these guys them work. That's how they work. You got the audacity to talk about no relief. Of course there's no relief on St. Martin. There's no relief on St. Martin because you make things very hard for people on St. Martin. Because you and Jules James have 182 people out of work. Because you and your government raise the turnover tax. Because you raise the container fees. You add 2 cents onto the gasoline. That's why there's no relief in this country. You don't care about nothing social. Everything for you is a project. So of course there's no relief. But you see what happened? You can't get your hands on things anymore. You're not in power. So it's burning, it's eating you out. It's eating you out, it's hurting you. Nobody ain't looking at you no more. You don't count. And that's what it is. Listen here. Pick up yourself and your cockroaches and find a little corner, roll in and play dead. Nobody, St. Martin don't need you guys. It's time for a new beginning, a different start, a different way of doing things, a fresh way of thinking. And you guys are omitted out of the picture. And I hope St. Martin people can understand this. All right? And I'm not saying that the government that we have now is doing well. What I'm asking is to give them a fair and equal chance. That's what I'm saying. We need to be fair. Nobody has had a successful political career like Theo Heyliger. None of them. He's the longest serving politician in power. In power. So you have no excuses, my friend. You have no excuses. So whoever wrote your article for you, because yeah, I don't even know how to put it, right? You should at least proofread it first. Because we went to school, and when you write nonsense and garbage, somebody can call you out on it. As for the article today in the letter from Maurice Lake, it doesn't even word commenting on. That's the kind of paper you just throw to the pigs. It doesn't word commenting on. But anyway, we're going to call it a night. Like it's our first night. We don't want to prolong the show. We want to thank you guys for logging on and tuning in. We're going to be back here on Wednesday, God spare, with another hot and interesting topic. Take care of yourself. God bless you guys, St. Martin. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, Sxmtalk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.